Welcome back to another episode of Elaboration of the Philosophy. Today is the first time I'm having 4 people total, including myself. So today I have 3 former guests. First, I got Franny over here. Franny, how you doing?
How you doing?
I got Mike to my 1 o'clock. How you
What's
doing?
up, y'all? How we doing?
And Joseph's at my 2:30. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Alrighty, so since you guys have all been on the show before, and I've asked you the mighty question of what is your philosophy, I'm just gonna ask how you guys are doing today, and we'll go from there. Honestly, so how we all doing collectively?
I'm pretty good right now. I was actually thinking it's like you got to do one episode with you first, the standalone, and then you've unlocked the group episode.
Yeah.
Have a 2+. You know
I'm
what I mean?
pit. Yeah. 2+.
I think my elaboration changed. To be totally honest, but that could be another solo.
Oh,
episode.
I'm ready. I want to hear if it's changed. I definitely want to hear now.
Let's
Well,
spill
it's
the
not
beans.
changed.
Spill the beans.
I think it's altered. I think I'm allowed to curse on this, correct?
Yeah,
All right.
girl.
Some shit happened. She went through some shit, and I feel like my elaboration of my own philosophy has been edited. I'm more rolling with the punches, and now it's more like I'm gonna throw the punches and do what the fuck I want to do.
Revised. I
So,
like it.
It's a good
Big
one. It's a good
revised
one.
guy.
Big revised guy. Franny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal.
I want to hear it. Where's this phenomenalness coming from?
I don't know. I just got like a really good energy going right now.
I love that.
I just want to stick with it.
Yeah,
I've hit it.
I agree. I feel like being home too right now is good.
Yeah, bro. I took my last final this morning.
Good for you.
I'm officially done. Well, I have to call Oniata tomorrow and withdraw. That's going to be my morning. But I'm done, and I'll be. I looked at my student loans and to see how much I have to pay out. I thought I was in the bag for like 20 minimum, and I'm not. So I'm very happy. I made money on the venture that I'm losing $10,000+ on, but
Oh, so it was less than that.
yeah, it was less than 20. I'm happy. It was like the one thing I was worried about. Debt worries me.
You're in debt. but you're not in debt.
More yeah, like
Works
And
for
I-
everybody.
yeah, I have the resources behind me to help me out if I need. So I'm very grateful for that. But speaking of school, you guys got 3 long semesters left.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about it? What's what's the closeout ish feeling like?
We were talking about it the other night. We have less. Oh my God! Someone just hit the lottery.
Yeah, they're doing when you on Instagram Live, what they do is with the cards, like they do breaks, and this guy Jojo, he's mad funny. He just screams his head off.
So he just pulled something great.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's like a Stu Finer. Pretty much.
He just
Yeah.
got that rookie LaMelo Ball card right now, and he's going ballistic.
Hey, if I got a rookie LaMelo Ball, it looks good.
They do
They
all
do
sports
this.
or specifically baseball.
It's all sports, but like it's mainly baseball, basketball, and football. And they'll do some Pokemon, but like here it's mainly the sports cards and it's mainly football and basketball. They don't do like baseball is a little cold
Yeah.
right now in terms of the market.
Apparently basketball, there's a lot of money to be made there.
Well, a lot of it too is well, there's always a market for it, but now a lot of the streamers are doing it, so it's created an even
Yeah.
bigger influx in that market.
Especially like I think they're called like the Prism cards and like the jersey
Yeah.
patches.
Yeah, all of them are just like crazy. Actually yesterday, like one of the cards that like one of the like types of cards that people open are national treasures, which are like college football or college whatever sport. And yesterday they did a baseball one, and they pulled 2 1-of-1s out of the same thing. One of them was
Wow.
a David Wright autograph, and then I forgot the other one. But like, just like I love the environment. Like
Yeah,
I recorded an episode yesterday with the guy Nate who's in there, and also the guy Frank. And Nate was talking about how like before COVID, he was doing the ticketing stuff, and he had other businesses, and he was managing multiple departments and just going crazy. Like, but now he comes into work and he's having mad fun,
Mhm.
and like
It's dope.
that's why I'm not in school.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a very carefree environment.
Yeah,
we
like
walked in here, they're right across the hall. They got like 30 screens up.
yeah, like we're like it's just a nice vibe to really just chill. More so I can chill but still get shit done.
Yeah, try to make
And
content.
like now most of my days are gonna be recording, which is sick. Like
Doing what you
I
like
could
to do.
yeah,
And
like
just in a random place with people who like to do the same thing you do. It's cool.
exactly. Like it's a living like I've said it so many times and recently because I felt it more, but I'm living the dream I've been dreaming to live and like
Good goal.
I couldn't hope for like that. Like I couldn't hope for anything more for anyone than that.
For
Like
that.
really just find what you love to do and like make that a career. Like I've been told to like I've been stressed to do the opposite.
Mm.
And like I even said it in the short video, like you really gotta like just do what you love and make money doing what you love. Find whatever way you can, and I feel like the way now is by recording yourself and putting it on social media, and you equally open yourself up to getting information taken from you, even though it's technically not even yours. And then you have the opportunity to make money, and like that's like if I can do that, I'm gonna do that,
Big
and
W.
not yeah, like fuck everyone else who says that I can't, basically,
Yeah.
because I know it's not coming from a place of sincerity when they're saying that.
No, I feel like that's something too that back in the day, I forget who I was talking about this with. It might have been a friend Joe Gito. Back in the day, is that everyone had about like 5 careers. It's like doctor, teacher, fireman, NYPD, blah blah blah. So go do a job and go do that. Go to college for that and go do that job. There's so much more you could do now, especially with technology and social media like this. It's just absurd that you don't even like people don't even try it.
Yeah, I think that people kind of get stuck in the frame of mind of like in whatever fashion, it's not focusing on what the soul desires and what lights the fire under their spirit. There are too many distractions.
I also think they're just scared because obviously this is fun and I want to be involved with this too, but there's an uncertainty aspect to it.
Of course, and like
Just like there is to everything, though. I mean,
I got you. Like I feel like something I said, it's not even something that I said. I was talking to my stepdad, and like I think it was I wasn't even actually in the conversation. I'm remembering this like half wrong, but David was at the table, and I just ate dinner, and he said something about job security, and I'm like, it's not about job security. Like you can do shit that you don't like. Like I remember I see this video that Jim Carrey. It was a speech that he made about his dad
Iconic.
being
Iconic.
yeah, like he like if you can fail at doing shit that you hate, doing shit that you don't want to do, that you're not doing for yourself. So why not do shit for yourself? Like we have to redefine what it means to fail. We have to redefine what it means to be at the end of the day. And like I think a lot of people are stuck in the frame. They're stuck in the mind. They don't like get. I feel like a lot of people don't get that they're much more.
I feel like
than
it's also
the
just a
mind.
constant stressor of like you fail and then you're down bad and then how are you gonna get up from here? And people are very scared of that.
Yeah, bro. It's at the end of the day, people can only be so scared of like what exactly, you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Like the only way is up. Like what are you gonna you can't not move and then get hit by the impact from the floor.
Already a rock bottom. Why
You
not
know,
go up
like
from there?
exactly. And rock bottom isn't necessarily that there's no answer. It's what you're doing now. If it's not what you want to do, get out of it. Especially like our age, like
We're young as all
we're
hell, man.
we're at max 25% through our lives. That's the highest percentage.
Crazy to think about.
I think it's lower. For me, I think it's around 20, if not a little bit lower than 20%. Like, and that's how you have to talk, because like, when am I gonna be all right? Like, I know the last thing I'm gonna think about when I die, if I die at 80, it's like, oh, I was wrong.
I hated work my entire life, and I just got by.
Yeah.
I'd like to just get by doing at least something I enjoy.
Yeah, and like that's all it takes. Like you don't like it's not about making all this money. Like for me, it's ingrained in my head because of what I've seen in my environment my entire life. I definitely want to make money. I definitely want to buy land. I want to have people on that land do whatever, host psychedelic rituals. Like I want to change the world for the better. But I know that it comes at a cost, especially in the system that we like participate in. And like now, for example, like for me, I feel like almost right now the time is right to leave school in the sense like we have a change in presidency. School is going to I think school is going to totally change
Really? How so? How do you
at
think that?
all levels. Like I think that school will end up becoming a tiny bit cheaper, but not cheaper to like where it has to be, just because it's going to be online for a lot
That's-
of people. Like
It's actually funny too, because our school, at least I know, is raising tuition next year. They're at least by $2,000. It was something we talked about in a couple of my classes.
well, that might be needed if Joe Biden relieves debt for people, which again, like
It would be big.
I'm fit for that for two reasons. One, it takes my 5-digit number and makes it a very low 4-digit number.
Which is a lot nicer.
And then and
Oh.
then from there, like I can like if
figure it
I was
out.
telling Fran, like if he cuts debt by 10,000, I'm writing the difference in a check.
Yeah.
Like I'm done. You know, the dream was always to not, you know, worry about owing anything.
My biggest thing is that I hate when people say money can't buy happiness because it could lead to that happiness. I have money, I could go be happy somewhere doing what I love.
agree with you. Like I think that like money itself and the things that you like you have to like really do the right things with money, cuz no, I don't think having money and buying a Lamborghini will make you happy.
No,
Never.
but if you like cars and you're able to buy a Lamborghini, that
Because you love cars ever since you're fucking 4.
No,
Yeah, you're chilling. Like that's your
Like if you like to smoke weed, you can't buy weed if you don't have money. So what are you gonna do?
This is true. Like I think money like it's a necessary it's a necessary tool, but it in abundance without being used doesn't like it's not doing as much as it can be done with now. Unless if the money itself is making money for you on top of itself.
I mean, like I feel like in terms of just resources too, just having a certain amount of capital opens up opportunities in general.
Yeah,
being able to
bro.
go to different locations.
Like for me, I definitely don't want to live here. Like I don't want to live on the island
You know
or
Perth
anywhere
Amboy?
close.
you know,
No.
you don't feel at home here in Perth Amboy.
I feel home here, but like I don't feel. It's not that I don't feel at home. It's just like I don't really resonate with the energy as much at home, especially like at home where I'm living now because it's where I lived my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Like that house is full of almost 20 years of energy that I'm not really fit to be in anymore. Like that's why, like right now, hopefully within the next few months, I'm gonna get out. You know, I'll be able to say that I can live in my own space and
Do your own thing.
And
I
do
feel
my
like
own thing.
experiences is so big that like that's the same thing with capitals. If you have capital, like you want to go out and do these new experiences so you can figure out what you like and what you don't like. I don't like being at home either. I want to go
Yeah,
have a house
bro,
in fucking
and-
Argentina and hang out there.
I
with-
want to, yeah, like I just want to move. I want to be mobile. I want to be traveling around the world. But
Like Anthony Bourdain.
bro, like anyone who is just down for the ride, like that's what, like there's so much to do in such in the way a lot of people think about it in such little time, but in the way that a lot of other people think about it with all the time in the world. Like, either way you look at it, all you got is now. So, like, get shit done, do shit, and like, it's okay to, I guess, start. Like, for me, I'm in a very privileged spot of starting what I want to start and doing what I want to do.
Beginning phases, yeah.
You gotta keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah, like now it's really about keeping the foot on the gas, being consistent, and like I'm hyped. There's nothing I could have imagined other than this.
And I think it's quite perfect that a lot of us are all in the same type of content creation kind of field.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
bro.
At least me and you are doing it two very different lanes, but also still trying to make content.
Yeah, we all want to spread a message. Like there's no, like, I feel like what a lot of people are doing, we're all trying to do the same thing, which is A, be happy, and B, make the world a better place.
I think that everyone, this is what I've come to realize too, especially the past few weeks, few months, everyone's off doing their own thing. And some people look batshit crazy doing it. Some people look totally normal doing it. And some people look in the middle like they're just figuring themselves out.
Everybody's just a free spirit.
It's the name of the chapter of this part of life, the free spirit.
You just do, you're figuring out what you love to do, what you want to do, what you enjoy doing, where you want
Yeah,
to be.
bro. That's like, this is the time to take those risks. Like there's no reason not to. Like I can think back of the span of 10 years and like think about me sitting in my 5th grade classrooms, like, damn, not having a fucking clue what it was gonna be like.
Yeah.
You can't even fathom what it would be like, and now I'm sitting here with my boys, like, and you guys are people that I've met within the past 5 years. And like, I couldn't imagine, like I said before, anything else. There's nothing better than what has gone down. There's not one thing you can write up that I would feel more fulfilled than this experience.
I'm glad you're at that point. I'm waiting to get there, but
I'm also
striving for that. I feel you, but yo, at the end of the day, like, none of that fulfillment comes from external forces. Like, it is all really with the internal, just being at peace. Like, you're not gonna find peace after all of the things fall in place. When you find peace, everything falls into place. You know, and there's like, I just feel like we got a lot of things like backwards. We're missing the mark a tiny bit.
Well, I feel like you're never really at peace, because I feel like, at least if I, in this hypothetical situation, eventually reach that point where I'm like, I did everything I wanted to do, it's always still going to be something else. You
you're
know
gonna.
what I mean?
Yeah, I don't mean like at peace, meaning you'll be at
Perfect.
peace, and then do nothing. Like, I think it's more of like you're
Mind
at
state.
peace with the process. Like, there's no, like, you're letting everything come to you with what you're giving out. And if you're giving out love, if you're trying to give out the most compassionate energy, the most empathetic energy, like, you'll get that in return.
I feel like the at peace starts to do like Fran said, namaste, but more like yin and yang. It's like there's always gonna be bad and the good, and the positives and negatives. It's just finding a balance between both. And living off that.
I like to go a little bit further, like with the yin and yang. Like, I wouldn't even say that it's necessarily about the bad and the good and that balance. I think it's a tiny bit deeper in the sense that it's about the good in the bad in the good, and that balance, and how you're riding the fine line. Because if you look at the symbol here, I'm about to draw it.
That's why we need to get some cameras in here. We got some illustrations.
You have one side black, one side white, but then you have the white circle here and the black circle here, and then this is you. You're the line.
Yeah.
You know, like, but you're also the whole thing, because, you know, like, there's nothing in this world is outside of you. Like, this setup right here, these buildings, like, they're all reflections of what we want and what we feel that we need. You know, houses, sick shelter. Thank God.
Oh yeah, baby.
Bro, if
Shout out houses.
shout out to all the houses, but like that's a reflection of us. You know, we put that there for our to stay here. You know, it's interesting.
We gotta get you in the studio. We gotta get you put a nice screen right there, attached to a tablet, and you can just start drawing
Doing
away,
this, yeah.
throwing the doodles up. Keep it a daily doodle.
Like a etch-a-sketch.
Daily doodle.
You know what I mean? Draw something
got
up to
you,
how you're
bro.
feeling for the cast that day.
Yeah, like we got some cool shit going on. Like they're like the ride is only just getting started.
Oh yeah,
You know, like we've been told to stress so much. I feel.
But you know what too? I feel like at least for me, I guess I can only speak for myself, but I feel like I'm at a really good point in my life too. Especially this break, I feel like we're gonna do a lot of big stuff. Especially, I would like to make a lot of stuff. This
Yeah,
semester. While,
bro,
especially while
man.
I'm home with you guys, I have I consider you guys my resources.
Yeah,
You know what
bro.
I mean?
Of course, I'm ready. Like I'm ready for action. David's like.
Oh
creating
yeah,
shit
I've
and
been watching
filming,
David.
like-
David's.
You
I'm
doing
watching.
the band? He's
I'm
doing the band?
watching
David's gonna do
David
the band.
learn everything, and that's really cool. I've been following him for like maybe like a month and a half now, and he's doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, he's really he's trying to find himself just like I, you know, like we're really we both want to change the world in a very similar fashion. And I'm grateful that if there's one person that I can share bunk beds with and live with in the same fucking in a space probably this size that we're in right now, it'd be him. You know? Like it's so
A lot of learning comes from that.
yeah,
thing.
you know, I'm definitely hyped to have my own space though. Like be able to like
I mean, that was the main perk of college so far, especially now that we're off campus. We got our own place, an apartment, like
Doing
just
your own
being
thing.
on your own, having your own time, your own space. Like, you know, I'm with them a lot of the time, but I could be like, all right, I'm
you could be an individual.
gonna fucking leave you guys alone now and go in my
Yeah.
room.
Like you
You know what I
can
mean?
be. It's not about like you can. Like for me, when I'm alone, I can be the person that plays the role of Joe. You know, and there are very few people that I can be like that around. You know.
Like up on that second mask when you go in front of people, it's the worst. I feel it.
Yeah, and it's like we all play the same game, and like you have to find the balance of playing the role, but also understanding that the role is not who you are fully.
Be the main character in your own life.
Yeah, you know, that's what you are. That's the way. Those are the good words to describe what I've been trying to say. Like you are at the center of it all from your perspective. You know, so make moves, do you like
I feel
be
like
selfish.
that's where I feel like everyone around me is at too, which is funny. Like Joe was saying, we're all aspiring for big things, especially this breakthrough and everything. I feel like me and everyone around me that have actually been around for a solid long time is sort of on the same page of what were our aspirations, where we want to go, what we want to do, and it's all like conspiring together. Which is a
Yeah,
great
bro,
feeling
you
all
gotta
around.
support. You track the energy that you're around, and you really are the people that you're around. Like, if you notice that you're around people often that just fucking get retardedly drunk 5 times a week, or get stoned to the point where they're not speaking for
Brain dead.
5 days a week, or
Who, Fran?
yo, bro.
Bender.
But yeah, but that's more so like drugs are good, I believe. I'm a firm believer, but at the same time, it's about if you got to be inward looking, no matter what drug you do.
I mean,
Everything in moderation.
everything
man.
in moderation is exactly what I
Oh,
was going to
Italian
say.
club.
Gambling.
Everything in moderation.
Except gambling.
Whole lot of
Definitely
gambling.
not accept gambling.
Excessive.
Excessive amounts
Don't
of
do
gambling.
Gambling,
sports.
nicotine. What else are we addicted to, people?
What is called?
I definitely have the mental attachment to the marijuana.
Oh, I could agree. And I
Yeah,
don't want to say it's
bro.
addictive, but it's like, hey, why not?
It's like, yo, it's definitely something that I lean on, for sure. But
Crutch.
I think that people are crazy to say that they don't lean on things and don't like. I guess I say it all the time. Like everything has that drug aspect. Like everything is addictive
Everything.
and psychoactive.
It's anything
mentally.
euphoric.
Yeah, like
Just
it's
gives you that.
it's anything psychoactive. It can be not euphoric and still be like still have that
feel
that pull.
like a crutch and like a therapy on what it is. Like I know people. Like my shit was basketball back in the day. I had like a rough day. I went in the back, got some fucking shots up, and I felt better.
Should, yeah.
Anything could be like that. It could be anything. I mean, now we're at the fucking age where it's like, what else are we gonna do? We're not getting old, but
We're not.
I'm gonna smoke weed. That's my crutch.
We're just getting started. Like there's so much time. Even though the only time that there is now. Like I'm grateful. I'm ready. I'm ready for action. I'm like foreshadowing the next 5 to 10 years, and all I really see is just us on the up. You know, like what? Like there's no other thing that I would want more. So that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to feel and preach and ingrain into my head.
I mean, something too I was thinking about. I agree with you in terms of the next 10 years from now. I'm looking at it in a positive aspect, but also next 10 years from now, man, that's
a long
crazy.
time.
I have no idea where I'll be in 10 years from now.
Exactly. Will be in the fucking
and
ground.
that's like an impending fear, not in an overwhelming, looming way, but in like a
uncertain.
Like,
Holy
shit,
shit.
man.
Just like,
yeah,
yeah.
like
no fucking clue what's going
am
on.
I going?
It will always be here, I feel. I think, like, no matter what, we will be just doing and being. Like, the feeling, the innate, like fundamental feeling of just experience will be there. We'll just be somewhere else. You know, like.
We'll just not, I feel like, I don't know, that's what Joe was saying, like, not knowing. I know we're going to be in the moment doing what we're doing, but, like, I guess I'm very logical. Like, in 10 years, I have not thought about that. I'm like, hey, I just want to be happy and stable good time in 10 years. But it's
I wrote that in your thing when you throw up your Instagram questions. It was, what is your goal? My goal's been the same thing for the last 5 years. Just stay happy. You know what I mean?
Bro.
It's the main goal.
Yeah, what? Like, that's perfect, you know? And you gotta know what makes you happy in order to stay happy. You know? And it's very hard to find it when you're not looking for it actively.
You know what makes me not happy? The Browns getting sacked for safety with no time left on the clock to push 3.5 to a loss.
Oh, wow. So who took that? You took that?
I had that last night. I don't know what you have.
I was just on Browns +9, and
I mean, plus,
that,
but
of course,
you teased that.
Fran's like, I'm the best sports bettor that's ever been alive.
13 for 10.
Killed it.
13 bets, finished with $12. So
it's positive.
At the end of the night.
Up 12. You crackhead.
13. How many games?
One game.
Yeah, they were all the same game.
I kept doing,
you live bet?
Yeah,
you were live betting?
I live bet what they were gonna do that drive. So it was like I just kept betting punt, and they weren't punting, so I kept losing. And then they punted like 4 times in a row, and I got that.
That's hilarious.
It was fun.
Yeah, bro, I get it. Like the game, like it's definitely fun. I'm more of a card player.
Yeah, see, like it's just different form of gambling. You're still like throwing money into stuff. Maybe not as much.
Yeah, but it's not like I feel like with sports, like any gambling is a complete guess, but like with sports, it really is a complete like guess. It's educated. It's as educated as it can get, but it's so much of a guess.
I feel like my love for sports, I was just always on this track to get involved into this at some point.
Yeah, but you gotta get good at it.
Before we split off this end, I want to add a quote that we always say every time Fran loses is that he's on the wrong side of history tonight.
Yeah, every time Fran
history.
bets, something historic happens.
No, it really does. Either somebody has the game of their life, it's something just happened for the first time,
and
in
it's
50
not
years.
in your favor.
Yeah, it could be like the Packers haven't lost at home to the Ravens in over 10 years, and they'll lose. You know what I mean? Something crazy.
And Fran
like that.
bet on the Packers for that game.
Yeah, and they get steamrolled. You know?
I don't know. I love it. I fucking love it. I really do.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, bro. I imagine I can't do it. I just don't watch football.
Not even
Like,
that.
I'm
Like
not-
I literally just love sitting there all day.
Sundays, it's like, yo, I got college basketball Saturday, and then I got football Sunday.
Well, the
So
NBA's
I'm
back.
sitting on the couch.
The NBA's back next week.
Yeah, I
it's like-
can't wait.
Everything is
for the
back.
NBA
That
to be
2
back.
months of whatever it was, like football, hockey, basketball, baseball.
was
That
in
shit
heaven.
was.
It was
amazing.
sports. It was the prom of sports.
Well, because we went to hell
Yeah.
for like 5 months. So they had to give us back. something.
Yeah, we're getting the nice influx of sports now. I feel like we'll slowly get back into not the norm of things, but
I think this summer the new norm is going to be established.
I guess I don't know, bro. I think it can come as soon as January. I think that
I don't know.
It's as fast as they roll out
I think this
this
is
new stuff.
yeah, but
Yeah, I
this
don't know
this
about
is
that.
my
Yeah, with no
problem.
one
The
knows.
vaccine's rushed.
Yeah,
The most rushed
extremely.
vaccine in
It's the
American
most
history.
rushed
Ever.
vaccine ever. I don't like the David was saying this before, like
Do not get it.
one, I'm not, but two, the optimistic part of me, which David like made me realize, was like, hopefully they just give everyone the flu shot, and it's like, yo, everyone
Yeah.
gets played,
Yeah.
and now like with Joe Biden possibly eliminating $10,000 of debt, like people will say that's so not good, because people don't really understand that the the biggest consumer market is us trying to figure out our lives.
Mm.
And like
I mean, that's
putting
what all the
that
stimulus is where.
putting that money back into the economy and back into consumers' hands is huge. Like,
That's just what it was. That's
Yeah,
why we
I
were getting
think-
all those checks just to keep the market.
I think
Yeah.
college kids are going to be happy. It's,
Oh, fuck.
yeah, I agree. You know, colleges are gonna have to raise their tuition. I think over the next 20 years, like school is gonna have to adapt, because if they don't, school is gonna be not a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did a whole thing on like hybrid classrooms. I did like a feature article on it, and I really think that they're going to be implemented like in the coming years.
I just think that school, I don't think that this way of like learning, like I don't think school is optimal for what is coming. Like all the information that's in school you can get online for free.
And that's a lot of it. What it is nowadays. Like you could, before, if you want to learn how to play guitar, you got to hire someone to come teach you to play guitar. I go on YouTube now and watch 10 videos and be like, oh, I sort of know what I'm doing.
Bro,
Shout out Matt
I-
Barton.
Shout out Matt Barton as
Play
always.
Stubborn Love like
Do this.
a band member. Kids.
I think with the
He's
vaccine, I want to go
beast.
back on it. I feel like
Yeah.
the only thing I'm gonna have a problem with it. Oh my god, I have a problem with is that I don't want to get it
I'm
because I
not.
already had COVID. I don't want to get it. But then again, I don't want to be part. It's how like everything in life. I don't want to be part of the problem. I don't want to be the fucking one person who doesn't
Yeah.
get it, and then it's like
You're
it will
not.
never go
Well,
away.
You're
I'm,
not.
do
I'm
you
gonna
wear-
let it
No.
roll out.
Well,
Do you wear a mask every day?
no, it's true.
Yo,
I mean, it's just I feel like I don't want to be the.
Because you
and
got
that's-
the
And
antibodies.
that's
Yo,
everyone. Some people, like, not
being-
everyone's gonna get the vaccine, so it's not just me. If I don't get it, I'm not only the sole cause of the problem. But like, I don't want to be part of the fucking problem. I just want this shit out and done with.
nah,
So,
yo,
I mean,
what
you
do
also
you,
don't
what
wanna
do
get
you
a
mean?
random
You,
vaccine.
yo, so basically, you don't get the vaccine, you're fine. The people who get the vaccine are either fine or get sick, and like, it's your fault for.
No, but
The
if I get
pers-
positive and I just go to the supermarket and I'm like, fuck it, and then I go and I don't get the vaccine,
Yeah, bro,
I can spread
you
around to
you
people, and then it's back in society, and it's still a
bro,
fucking thing we
you'd
gotta
be
deal
a
with.
huge dick too if you went to the store with a fever. It's the same situation. Like
Yeah, but
people,
asymptomatic
like,
and stuff like that.
like, yeah, but that's just a word for like, hey, are you feeling not? Do you not have a fever? Do you have a runny nose? Like, it's not. It. I think it's all for the purpose of control.
I just also think it's I mean, like in other countries, it's just custom. Like you're sick, but you got work, you got to go grocery shopping, you got stuff to do. You go out with a mask. No one else has a mask on, but you're sick. You should probably wear a mask.
Yeah, like that's okay, you know. But for me, and this is like reciprocated. Like I put this out there because this is the energy I welcome. It's not my responsibility nor obligation to make sure that people who didn't take care of themselves to not get sick to get sick. Not my responsibility, and
True.
it's not their responsibility to make sure that I don't get sick,
Mm.
because I have to take care of myself,
It's true.
because I'm me.
I agree.
You know, like it's all. I think it's all for a bigger purpose. Like, who says Joe Biden doesn't get into office on the 20th?
Donald Trump
relieves-
says this,
Relieves $10,000 in debt, and then by February everything goes back to normal. Then it's like, all right, half the country is saying, "Oh, the vaccine worked, awesome, we're back to normal." The other half is torn. Half the other half of the country is torn between, thank you for making everything back to normal, and being like, all right, what the fuck is going on? What is this bullshit?
But I also feel like they just like they yearn, or like I'm trying to think of the word. Just the general want for normalcy again is what's going to propel all these people to get the vaccine.
I think it's crazy.
And I'm not fit. Like it's never like for me. It's not like normalcy is never being achieved again.
You think ever? I mean, I agree.
For me, this isn't normal. It's not normal to go to school and not do things that you don't want to do for the sake of a system and other people. Like, it's not normal. You're crazy. If you think, like, for me, the people who think they're not crazy are the craziest people. And I'm fucking crazy. I'm one of the craziest people that I feel like all of the people that I've met in my life have ever met.
Okay,
And that, like,
fair. It's a good way
that's
to
the
live.
point. Like, everyone's crazy. You know?
You gotta
but-
be a little crazy to be successful,
but-
be happy. I feel like that's comes into play.
Yeah.
I just think I also on the COVID. I think it's crazy that like Brazil and all these places have just completely wiped it out of their country without no vaccine or anything like that. That's the only reason I hate this vaccine.
Wow, it's almost like
You just listen.
it's almost like the country's trying to profit off of it, like they do with everything.
Exactly.
Because that's the goal. It's mad funny. I'll hear a lot of people talk about just like their beef with capitalism, and I get it. Like I get it. I do. Half the country's enslaved so we can operate. I do get that. Like it's fucking horrible. You know? But at the same time, you don't choose your spot.
It's true.
And like, are you going to give up everything or are you going to play the game? And if you're not going into the woods and completely giving up the game, don't complain.
It's true.
Try and make change in the game.
People complain and say they were dealt a bad hand, and then that.
The one
It's
thing, the one thing,
2% can say
the one,
that. I think.
the
I think
one
2%
thing in
can say
life,
that.
The more
one,
than 2%.
but yo,
think
it's
they
so
can.
because everyone in this country will say that, but everyone in this country who is able to say that, whether it's on a phone, in person with you, is the top 1%. We're the top 1% of the world.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of
Yeah.
what?
And what do you mean top 1%?
Financially,
I mean, I understand. You're looking at it in terms of like there's other countries that are
it's the world.
their norm is
we
worse than ours.
are the top 1%. And
as a country.
As a country,
Fran, Cava, Mike Ferenczi, Joe Paz, Joe Boxer.
I mean, yeah,
we're the
I'm
top
in a much better
1%.
place.
There are people that are in the top 0.00001%, but we're in the top 1%. If we got all of our money taken from us right now, guess what? We're still in the top 1%. Because here in this country, and really anywhere, if you have the knowledge and the belief that you can start with zero. You can start with 50,000 in the can that you don't have. It's happened.
I think
We
it
do
does
it,
happen.
like-
I just think it doesn't happen as much as we think. I think that especially like 50 years ago when our grandmas came from like the American dream, that shit that you could start from zero, move up there because of this fucking phone. There's all the technology.
Well,
like you didn't have that. You went to fucking work. You built
That's
your shit
why-
up and you went.
That's why I think now it's this. If you save up to get this,
I mean, if you
this
have-
is the
if
new
you have
world,
this,
bro. You're
you
the
could
top.
do a lot.
No,
You can
agreed,
do a
yeah.
lot of damage. And not damage, but you can make
Way more than
an impact.
Yeah, but if you have that more often than not, you're not in that
I
position
mean, there's
to need
homeless
to make
people
it.
on the street I see constantly with iPhones.
It could be one of those people that just sit on the street too, that beg for money. You know, what I mean, I've had the guy beg me for money and then seen him drive a fucking van down the block like an hour.
And like,
later.
yo, it's how it goes. Like people do crazy shit.
That's the American dream right there.
I think the American dream.
Scamming
I think what
others.
the American dream really
Pretty much what it is.
is about
It has
is doing what you love and trying to make that sustainable. It's self-sustainability. Like you can't the dependence on the system, especially because we live in New York City. Like everyone was rushing for toilet paper and shit was flying off of the shelves. If that shit happens, but in a bigger degree where it's like, hey, history, guys, like shit's always happening. People are always dying. People die every day. People get killed every day. Like, it's like, all right, it doesn't matter if we kill a third of the population because if you're at the top, like if it's like that's what I think COVID is. I think bang, everyone's getting sick. this technology has more of an influence than we think. It's physical. The waves that are connecting the phones to the towers and everything in between are physical. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not physical. You know? From there, people are dropping like flies. A lot of people are dropping like flies, and it's a lung issue. People can't breathe.
I mean, but it's
doctors
it's
have
not though. It's become more of like a cardiovascular.
like
in a way.
doctors have talked about
I feel like
how
it
it's
changes every other week.
because it's not
that's
one
what
thing.
like the
fugazi.
It's not one thing.
the ventilators weren't working.
Like the ventilators don't. The ventilators do exactly what they're supposed to do.
Just
You know,
help in
if
that
you're on
scenario.
if you use a walker for so long, even if you don't have anything wrong with your legs, you won't be able to walk without it. If you breathe enough with a ventilator and you can't do it on your own, guess what? Once you're off
Stuck.
the ventilator, you're gonna die.
I mean, you're not getting put on a ventilator unless you're
At that point.
you're not able to breathe on your own. You know what I mean? Like they're not just you
No,
don't have
bro.
COVID, put
In
you
the
in
beginning,
hospital.
in the
beginning,
beginning, they were
they
putting
didn't they didn't have
people-
enough
they
to
were
just
pu-
put someone on a
They
ventilator.
were putting people on ventilators. Every single death certificate was COVID.
Yeah.
You know, like
And then
like
they took a lot of them back. They retracted.
you retract them. You look at the numbers. It's about the same as the flu, if not a little better. Honestly, so far of what we have a rushed vaccine. They're gonna say, all right, if you don't have a vaccine, you can't do anything. It's like, is that not crazy? Does that not concern people? Like, I think people's striving for normalcy shades the fact that what's going on is crazy. Like, I think it's more security. It's more.
To focus on just getting back to normal instead of focusing
I
on
just
what's
feel
going on
like
now.
it's crazy because like it's just our time period's thing. Like everyone's got a thing. Like, our parents weren't really
I understand
either
the
experienced
anti-vax
something
argument.
Crazy.
I get it. Like, I get people who are anti-vaccine. Like, I fully get it. And with me, like, I have a whole beef with modern medicine that has completely changed. Like, I would even say for me, like, I'm never taking a vaccine ever again. My kids won't have vaccines because I trust my kids naturally to be healthy and to not and to empower them. Like, people don't think that these things actually work because we've been told that they don't. We've been told to be completely distracted from them. Like, you just believing that your body won't get sick is making you less likely to get sick. I don't get sick much.
I feel like it's a lot of kids our age don't get sick either, but I feel like there's some vaccines, this is my opinion, that are necessary. Like, we don't want a fucking chicken pox. We don't want that shit coming back. I feel like
I
shit
mean,
like that. Like, I
also,
think the
too,
media has
yeah.
been able to. They could see what they could get away with. They could put some shit out and figure out what they could get away with. And I feel like that's maybe more sus to the government, society, media, all this crap. So, like, the COVID vaccine is something I'm iffy on.
Yo,
but, like,
they're all
the flu
the
shot, I'm
same,
not getting.
bro.
Yeah,
Bill
but you
Gates. Bill
also-
Gates has the Bill Gates is one of the biggest investors of modern medicine in this country. He also owns one of the biggest technological companies that's ever graced the planet. Less than a year before all of this COVID stuff,
No, this
John Hopkins and the Bill Gates and Foundation did a study on a simulation on what would happen in a pandemic. Less than a year later, we have a pandemic.
Yeah, but
Bill Gates goes to Africa, kills mad people with a vaccine, and it's like, yo, this is not okay. He's like, it's not good.
But at the same time, it was before we entered into now this new decade. Like this is supposed to be an era of like of disease, and it's why we put all those things in place in the first place, like pandemic response teams and all that stuff, because we're supposed to be entering in an age where our medicine is just not. Our medicine has to adapt to it.
It's not medicine, it's body preservation.
I mean, you also have to look at it too, Box, that like vaccines have eliminated plagues. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's
It's not they
plagues that don't
haven't.
exist anymore because of vaccines.
Yeah, but what started those plagues? Was it stress? Was it fear? Was it delusion?
It was an
Yeah.
animal. It was an animal eating someone else's
It's
feces,
not
or it was
always.
another.
Not always, but there's
it's a,
different methods
a
into it.
large amount of the time. It's
No,
it's
it's-
a mix of bacteria.
Yeah,
that
but
should never
but
mix.
But it's making it's about what's making your body susceptible to those things, and with society has come top bottom stress, fear. And when you have stress and fear, you are at dis-ease. Put those together, you got the word disease, and then you're dying. Like, it's wordplay, but it's serious.
No, I understand that.
You know, like
Your
it's
body is more susceptible to things when your guard's down. Or
Yeah, 100%. You're not thinking about stuff.
and like if you like it's like what was like let's put it to like for me like all of these things are constructed. So like my beef with modern medicine is that it is a giant symptom of a bigger root. And the root is not being honest with ourselves, doing things for other people instead of ourselves, and doing things not out of love because you're scared of doing things for yourself because you're not doing things for other people like you've been told out the gate. You're not powerful. Don't be creative. That's a stupid question. Things like that I've heard in school before. I've been told before. That's the lesson that they want you to know, no matter what. Even if you have a glimpse of hope that you can do shit on your own. Nah, you can't. You can't do what you want to do.
That's why sometimes I deadass think I'm living in the Truman Show. I really do.
You just think like you're like
that I'm being put on a track to do something, and like sometimes I'm like maybe I don't want to do that, and like I veer away from it a little bit, and like shit's completely different.
I feel like even somehow, or just brings you back to what you were gonna do. Like, oh, I see something. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that now. I guess.
But that's also, it just ties in with technology. It's just like a whole.
Oh no, it's. I told my mom, face to face, phones over here in the corner of the room. I was like, yeah, so maybe this break I want to try and like do some music, figure it out, play guitar, something like that. 10 fucking seconds later, I go on my phone. The first thing I see is like some random music producer that wanted to follow me, and then some random guitar lesson guy was on Instagram.
I don't know how it's done.
I mean, we make our simulation joke all the time.
No,
it's like
but
our running.
Our running thing
well,
is
we're close. Like, yo, the goal for me, I think, is to make us robots because they know that they can't make robots really. Like, they've made robots, but making humans robots is much better than making robots. You know, like it's
got the personal feeling, emotion to it. But
you
you're just
know,
not
like I
all the way.
don't. But that creates a very dangerous game because this is the thing. You create robots that are supposed to be personified. What happens when not if, but when the consciousness starts to rise?
The Terminator happens.
Like they're conscious.
iRobot, Will Smith.
Like I don't think it's think it's in the sense of like, all right, robots take over the world because I don't even think I think humans think like the greatest trick that humans have on like got on themselves is that we think that we run the world. We're in a trees world. We're in the world like there's been shit that's been around so much longer. We're not even close to finding our purpose. I feel as a species.
May just be like a species before like the Neanderthals probably thought that they were going to be the only species.
Bro, I like people like history is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's so fake.
Long.
It's so fake too. Like people would take over countries and it's like, all right, when I take you over, I'm going to burn all your history books. And then you create a new history from there. That's what it is. It's a story. You know, bro? Like, who says...
It's his story.
Literally, bro. That's what the deal is.
My favorite thing is you said, like, the Neanderthals are like the only, like, they thought they're going to be the only humans or whatever species. We've been on, if the Earth formed at midnight last night, we've been on the Earth for 14 minutes. Out of 24 hours, we've been on this for we have been on here. We've been on Earth as humans. It's been fucking like 14 minutes. That's it. There is so much time ahead of us and so much time before us, like you said, that we don't know.
It's incomprehensible.
But it's also just crazy to think about. Is that we've been here, we've done all this in 14 minutes, quote unquote.
And I'll be out of here before any of that happens.
100%, unless they find immortality in the next fucking 40 years.
I that's my crazy. If we're all going on crazy tangents right now.
Yeah, I went on mine. So.
Yeah, my crazy tangent is that we're just so close to never dying again. I think there's a chance that we're the old
body
people.
Preservation.
I think there's a chance that we're either the last generation to die or we are the really old people that remember shit. Listen, man, we could replicate organs. The only thing we don't know how to work is the brain. We have no idea how the brain works.
We can't even figure out COVID. We can't even figure
It's
out.
You
COVID.
can't figure out
that's
something
that's
that
yeah, that's what I'm
fake
saying. I'm saying like in
fake
terms of-
problems have fake solutions. It don't matter. They've been doing that for thousands of years. Like
And even if it's not that, spontaneous problems need spontaneous solutions. Like you could sit there, every organ in our body right now is close to the same. Like that's something
you
you
could
replicate.
3D print almost every organ in your body.
Yeah, but what is like
Is it gonna work?
like to functionality?
I'm saying like
That's what they gotta
if
do.
it fails, like,
Like,
your
yo,
liver
the-
fails, your
but
your
I'm saying
kidney
to
fails.
functionality. Like you can
I
print.
could
yeah.
put a 3D printed
Like you
kidney
could,
into my
you
body.
Like,
could
yo-
there are for lack of a better word, like modifications.
Do
I
we
guess,
have that
to
with the
your-
heart? Can we do
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because like that's a
Yeah,
key.
we could. We
I
could
feel like
print valves. We
I
could
don't know.
print heart valves now. We
So
could,
yo, we're
Pretty
already
much we're gonna be in
arteries,
cyberpunk.
like,
we
You know what I
are
mean?
in cyberpunk.
It's gonna be
bro.
cyberpunk.
Like we're here,
dude, he wants to. What's his Tesla guy? What's his name?
Musk.
He wants to
Musk.
fucking put the chip-
stuff in people's heads. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we're right there.
Neuralink. I think that the goal really, which equally like is an exciting prospect, but also scary, is wireless.
Mhm.
It's all getting on a network. Like that's the goal. Elon Musk is sending drones to the sky. Like, but at the same time, Elon Musk's grandfather was the founder of the Technocratic Party in Canada in the 1930s. Technocracy is modern medicine and technology combined. We've combined the math and the science that we use in the wrong way. We didn't do it with spirituality. We left spirituality
It's not
on the
making
side.
any money, motherfucker.
Even though spirituality and quote applied mathematics is they're one and the same. That's the pairing that people need to see. You know, like for me it's all about trying to hone down the fact that we all are one but we're all different expressions of that one thing. And like I feel like for me numbers does that more consistently, I guess. Like I think language does it like words themselves. Like I was thinking about it yesterday. Like words are different, but like they're all words.
You can't express everything that you want to express through fucking English, Spanish, Italian. You can't do that through language.
You can't.
But
For us, it's
do
so
it in so many other ways.
yeah.
You could
but-
do it in
Yeah,
pictures.
but I
and
think that's the
video
only way
and
to actually be able to communicate effectively is you can't just talk to someone and like it says actions speak louder than words. Like that sort of quote is that you need something else in order to be able to communicate effectively.
Yeah, and like I think the personal like this is as much of that. Like sitting down, and, like being in your space, like that's so for me it's so important. You know, I think with COVID, like what the media stresses to us is the most important thing is to not hang out with people. Don't gather with the ones you love for the sake of COVID and like being safe. It's not about like, yo, we're not gonna be here forever. Like you're losing the game if you're trying to be here forever. Wait until that opportunity is presented. If it ever is presented, and then from there it's like that's a hard choice to make. You know, like what's the point of like, all right.
Oh,
Because you
I'm
know,
so indifferent. When I saw the neural thing Elon Musk wanted to do, I was so like, holy shit, not in my head. But then I was like, holy shit,
In
like
my
don't you want to
head.
be alive?
Yeah.
Don't you want to be alive for something as
Like that?
crazy? Like
I don't
no,
know.
I want to be the
think-
first person up in line, but then
But
again, I don't. Like it's
I
so.
I think that we're so personally, like I think we're so much more than just human beings. Like people forget. Like
We're gods.
I was thinking, literally,
that fucking
like-
theory, man. You
like-
hear that shit where like you have to go through like I go through your lifetime and his lifetime and his lifetime and fucking Christopher Columbus's lifetime.
bro. The video, the egg. It's 8 minutes long.
Is it the God theory that everyone's like you become God after you're done?
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. That's why I'm
I'll
asking.
send it to you guys right now. It's such a good video. Like
I was just talking about this last night that I think that is one of like the most out there theories that also I would love to believe in.
That's the like the foundation of that Logic album, right? Isn't that like the skits and everything that like God then eventually comes down and he dies and he goes and he's like it's not until you live through every life form,
not
life
gonna
body
lie,
in person that
I don't
you'll
really follow
you'll
them.
understand.
I think
I forget. I don't know.
I
But it
think
sounds
we
correct.
are it. Like, I think that's what we're doing. I think once we realize that we are all God living different lives, like, we're there. Like,
Well, I think it's more like the theory is more of like knowledge wise. Like you live everyone's life that way, you know everything that happened, and then once you're done with everything that happened,
but guess what?
You become the all-knowing being.
can never. I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like God knows that being the knower of all things is boring as fuck.
could be.
I think he is the knower of all things through us.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. It's
Christians.
what else would God do? And I don't personify God to the point of like gender wise. I think the word it with a capital I. Very good if you're trying to, because I think God comes in a quote singular form,
I
or
prefer,
the oneness, which is it, and then I think we is also it. Like, we are it. We are God.
Capital
Like,
W,
we.
yeah.
I mean, but then you look at it like, it's a lot of stuff that you told me about, like just how people have formulated God over history, like the whole Amanita Muscaria thing is.
Yeah, bro.
crazy and,
Like,
It's really easy to believe that like people so long ago just like would trip fucking balls and be
And
like, oh,
look at the
it's
sun.
God.
That's what
Like,
I think. That's
there's
what
just
I
gotta
think.
be a guy up there.
I
like,
think religion is along those. I think religion is along the lines of the storytelling of spiritual.
religion is fugazi.
Fran, what was
I
that
think
fucking-
so. I think
Fran
in the
is a
sense of
denier.
like
The
in like
documentary.
creating a reality, like in all like the guy Frank that I had on the last episode that I recorded, he was talking about how like in almost every major religious book there's something about a great flood.
Hmm.
Noah's Ark, Moses parting the sea, all that.
Yeah.
Graham Hancock, who is used to be one of the most debated scientists in terms of like spirituality and history and what actually went down religion wise, and like he has what used to be highly debated evidence, but now it's not really debated anymore, that like there was 100-foot plus wave of water after an asteroid hit.
So like Interstellar.
Bro, asteroid hit, there's 100-foot wave that goes across the whole continent.
Hmm.
Top down. And then, like, who says there was one guy who happened to have the name of Jesus and directed the people in the right way. And then the 99% of the world who went in the wrong way died.
Yeah.
And then that's the story. That's the start.
never heard that. That's
Jesus
pretty
was
fucking
Jesus was the savior.
I mean,
He knows all things, and it's like, bro, I pointed in this direction.
Random
you
fucking
fucking
guy,
idiots.
What was that? I remember in high school, we watched some random documentary. It was like 2 hours long. It was at fucking Sam's house way back when, and it just described that it went through like 4, 5, or 6 different religions, and then it just brought it all back to literally
I
they just
remember
looked
that.
up at the fucking sun and looked at the star to the left and the star to the right, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And that's where just every religion has the same exact
Yes.
starting point.
because I
Yes.
feel
So
like
they spread it out, like Buddhism has karma and whatnot and reincarnation.
And
Christianity
nirvana.
doesn't have that. Yeah, so like they just went their own separate ways, but it all started from the same place. So I think it's really just religion, just how you live your life and how you want to see it or how you're raised.
Yeah,
It's all the same shit.
I agree.
Except
like,
for the Christian scientists, those are sick fucks.
yeah, but yo, that's what I think about
Fuck
that.
those people.
I think about that thought of how it's all the same thing, macro, major, like everything, and then us. Like I can't stress enough that like I equally understand and don't understand everyone that I interact with on the basis that the only thing I understand is that they're also experiencing in a way that I am, but outside of that, I don't know shit. But I know one of the most fundamental things, which is the way experience is carried out, individually at least. You know, like we're all different. We're all the same machine on a different program of processing. We all process through the English language. You know, some people process it more fluidly and have a greater vocabulary. Some are really strict and don't have as much of a vocabulary. People like me, I kind of have the mix of over complicating things sometimes with words. But if I think about things with a numerical value, things are a little easier for me. You know, like we're all programmed. We're all programmed, and since we're all programmed, we open ourselves up to the possibility of programming ourselves if we choose to. You know, it's all about consumption. Everything's psychoactive. Everything has an effect on the way you carry out life. You know,
Which is why I think something like this is really good too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you having the opportunity to have people come in here, like being the person you are, just the wanting to learn,
yeah,
and having people you
bro.
don't really. I mean, like, you know us. We're in touch all the time. We're fairly good friends, but
Yeah,
you know,
but-
having people on the show that you don't really talk to, and
yeah,
It's just a
and,
whole
like,
new other experience. I feel like also with
perspective.
you enjoy. There's people who like enjoy talking, and there's people that enjoy talking, listening, and talking again. I feel like you're very keen on being able to get your mind out, and then we speak, and then you get your mind on our experience or our topic out.
Yeah,
It's an
like,
awesome thing, especially with the podcast. It's
I
an
w-
awesome media.
yeah, like I want to. The listening, like I'm definitely trying to get better at each day. Like I'm definitely good on the talking. It can improve, of course, but like I can talk. Listening has been a little bit harder for me, but I'm getting better at it over time. You know, and I feel like going back to what you said, Mike. I do want to put my thoughts out there, and I want people to hear them, and then I want to hear what people have to say about them. And then from there, I try to do a combination of going off of their thought and also clarifying anything if something wasn't clarified. And like, it's sick. Like I couldn't dream of anything else. And like,
And the podcast is going to help both of that. You're going to become a better speaker, even though you're already fine at it, and you're
Thank
going to
you.
become a better listener as well.
yeah, it's nice. It's a great platform to do what I love, but also learn
Yeah,
at the
great.
same time. Like it's just I'm so grateful. Like I I I remember the points in time where it was all right. Like you're not gonna be here much longer on your own accord, and like even saying that now is scary sometimes. Like knowing that that was a state of mind that I used to not only attach to, but I was consumed by too much. You know, and you got to break the fourth wall a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, you got to know what's going down. When you say, "Hey, I know what you're trying to do. You're not going to take me off course. I'm winning this fucking game." They hear you. We're speaking into their microphones that are hooked up to their computer right now with all of their phones.
Yeah,
In the room.
Whatever we talked about, I'm sure I'll probably get an ad about it.
And like, yo, I get it. I understand it. Part of me, like, when I felt God or everything when I was in the bathroom at your guys' house, like
Home base.
I felt empathy for all of these rich motherfuckers. Cause I'm like, they're trying to like a lot of people can't handle this information right now because of the conditioning that we've had. If people heard what we talked about and if people felt what I felt on mushrooms, like people would either A, think they're dying, or B, call the cops or the hospital or 911 because they think they're dying.
Yeah.
It's either then like I've heard it. I've heard the stories how people have called 911 on mushrooms. Like never will I ever do that. That's the last thing I want to do.
Definitely the last thing I want.
Yeah, it'd be a rough midpoint to the trip.
But yo, people, yeah, you know, because then you come out of it and then you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, like I'm totally okay now. It was just I was
Bugging out.
bugging out.
Because you will be totally okay. I'm hyped. I'm tripping this week. Which I
Tripping this week.
it's so crazy, bro. It's what's today? Tuesday. I'm tripping on Thursday.
What do you-
I need more time before my next one.
Yeah, bro. I feel you.
I need some more shit to
tripping.
happen.
I need to have new thoughts
I think, I
for
want
the
to.
next one.
I want to solo it for the next one. To be honest, I want what you did. You sat there, you wrote all your shit down. I feel like now, but I'm at a point where like I would love to just. I don't know if it just sit in my room and do it, but take it, be by myself,
Yo.
have like
wait
What I
for
did-
some more weather and go for a nice hike.
Yes,
something like that,
Yes,
exactly.
bro.
Until I get fucking
I went to
hunted
High
down in the
Rock,
woods.
which is
Yeah.
on Rockland Avenue, I
Kenny Farrell.
believe.
Yes, it
And yo, I tripped there in the morning. I went there at 7:00 in the morning, ate mushrooms, walked around, shit in the woods, like
Home base.
Home
Yo.
base.
home base, bro. They're like that, like that's what life is about. Like it's about going into the woods and tripping on mushrooms, as crazy as it sounds, because
That's
at
a
the
learning
end of the
experience,
day,
man.
yeah, like people before they do mushrooms, it's like, oh, that's crazy. But like now that you guys have done it, it's like, and I'm so grateful that I did it with you guys, and I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of this for you guys, and selfishly for me too. But like that's what I'm doing this weekend. Like I'm tripping again with the boys, and it's all their first times,
Oh,
and
really?
I'm hyped. Like I'm just, and these like
Shout out
for
LeBron.
me, like I've come to understand that like it is about just opening up and just really being me and like having the confidence to be me. And I'm hyped to take that into the mushroom trip because I'm gonna be in an environment where that has been home to me, but at the same time, there's gonna be everyone who's there is gonna learn something. Because the people who are tripping are obviously tripping, and then the boys who aren't tripping, they're gonna learn that. Like, then I'm mainly talking about the Peppies because they're my brothers. I'd literally, if I had to give my life for them to live a full one, I would. And like, for me, my goal for now is for them to understand that they don't know shit. And like, that doesn't mean that I know shit because I know I don't know.
But they don't have to trip to understand that. That's a good point. They could just watch and be like, "Holy shit!" Like they're obviously going through some knowledgeable things. They're fucking learning things.
There's just always understanding that there's always more.
Yeah, you know, and like
big
I
thing.
try. Like my goal is to really just crack them in the sense of like, I want them to realize that they're more than just Alphonse and Sebastian. Like I want all of my loved ones, my friends, my family to know like they are, and even all of the people listening, like everyone is much more than just the label they've been blessed with at birth. They're more than just the identity that they've built around that name. There's so much more. It's unfathomable how much more there is, and we're only getting started. But you can only get started when you're like aware of the fact that
You gotta be
there are
willing
things
to-
yeah, you gotta
yeah.
be willing. You can never make a horse drink water when you bring them to it. Like you can't. Never going to. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you shout at them, no matter how many times you try and push their head into the water, you'll drown them before they drink.
Yeah, they gotta do it themselves.
You know, and like that's what I've come to
Pretty much
realize for
drown your
myself.
friends.
For me, that's what I've come to realize. Like for so long, I was projecting so much information and what I felt, and like for me, that was the downfall of my relationship with Rachel. Like, no matter how much I thought I was doing things out of love, I was doing things out of the fear of her becoming someone I didn't want to be with for the rest of my life. And she was already that in that sense. Not like that it's bad
I
because
feel like in a sense we all do that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like she's like right now. What I wanted to see more than anything while we were together is the only I could have only seen when we were apart and was growth. And like watching her follow what she loves to do and makes her happy, like makes me happy as fuck. Like I saw like on Instagram she posted something about like doing pull-ups and like trying to get better, and I'm like, believe in yourself. I know like that, like in my head I'm like, this is what I've been like wanting.
Yeah, you were unintentionally holding them back, but not. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I got you, bro. That's exactly
go
what
do
it
your own
is.
thing, and like I'm happy you're able to do it yourself. I
yeah,
agree.
like and part of like even for me, like I've thought about like texting her recently. But yeah, bro, that's how it goes. That's probably what it is too.
Yeah.
Honestly, who fucking knows, bro?
I think everything's a learning experience, and especially once you go through some shit or you realize some shit and when shit ends, shit starts. That's how it is.
Always. bro.
Everything is a learning experience. The biggest moments in my life sucked. Like the biggest shitty parts of my life have sucked.
And
And,
in that
it took
time-
me a couple, whatever period of time it was to figure it out. But it really is just a learning experience, and that's something you've taught me. You've reinforced a lot throughout my life. It's just everything really isn't as serious as it seems, and you experience something that you won't forget. You won't forget it, and you're a better person because of it.
And you have to
Exactly.
take it how it is. You gotta sort of
Face
dwell
value.
on it in a good way. You can't dwell on it and be if something bad. I mean, you can't dwell on it and be upset. You gotta dwell on it and say,
Yeah.
"What the fuck happened? Oh, cool, learning experience."
And it's
Go
it's
through it
good.
yourself.
Like for me, like I think about Rachel sometimes, and I cry, and I'll be upset that like we're not together. But then it's like, it would be so shitty.
Who would you be?
I would be in such a worse spot because I
100%.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
And like that's for me and for Rachel. Like I
Mhm.
wouldn't. Like it's not. I'm down. Like I'm down to have fun with people now. That's what I'm doing. I'm exploring the field. It's a game that I had so much
dangerous
resentment
game.
for.
It is
Yeah,
a dangerous game.
It's a
my
very
friend.
it's a very dangerous game, but what I feel like us as the dudes don't realize is that we really do have a bunch of power that we've been told that we don't have. Like if you have the confidence and if you just that's
Straightforward.
where it starts. It's being straightforward. It's
Not always.
yo, bro, always.
Pull a
Shout out
Fran.
7th grade. Don't be too
Always, bro,
straightforward.
because you have to be straightforward. Now you have to be straightforward. We're at the age where you can be
Yeah,
straightforward.
you're a young adult.
And like that, yo, at the end of the day, that's where consent comes from. It's like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to make out. I want to fuck. I want to eat you out.
How
I
about
want
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
You
what-
gotta eat the box.
always.
I've got to.
bro.
Fran's not a giver. I don't want to hear it.
You've got to eat the pussy.
Yeah, you have
These 2 or
to.
3
If
motherfuckers
you're
in there.
if you enjoy worshiping the female form,
Let's continue this.
and if you're not eating the box,
What are you fucking doing?
No, it's actually really funny because I've definitely had this conversation many times with specifically Fran and Mike and then with like our group of friends that are a group of girls and just being like, yeah, like not everyone does that. You know what I mean? Not everyone's just out here. You
Yeah,
know,
we look at them like what
being a
fucking-
giver, I guess for
yeah, bro, you have to.
Lectures.
Like, I've realized that it really is about worshiping, like God. Like it's a God shit. It's
Yeah.
that you'll get what you're giving, and if you're worshiping,
you'll get
them,
what you give.
exactly. Like yo, if
Not
you're,
always.
yo,
Not always.
yo, bro, the state of mind is just different, and also you need to be down. You need to find the people that are down.
Yeah, the same frequency as you with that kind of shit.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm like
Always a good
done.
feeling.
I'm done like searching for it.
Exact word. Like,
I'm allowing things to just come to me at this point, and I will, for the time being, fill in that space with more other purposeful stuff.
Yeah,
and then when something
exactly.
like that happens, it's like, oh, it's great. Let's see what happens.
I don't want to use the term love.
something like this, and I'm not still speaking about eating box.
you.
That's the thing, I don't want to use the term love, but I'm saying is that like there's a quote that like you can't try to find love. You can't try to find shit in this world. It's that you just do your own fucking thing and it'll come and hit you in the fucking
I
face.
feel like searching for things at this point is
It's
very
pointless.
Pointless.
All right, I'm just gonna say it because now, all right,
We got breaking news.
kind of. The 2021 MLB season may be delayed. MLB executives and owners want players vaccinated before spring training, which could delay the season until May. Yo, bro, this shit's crazy.
the
You
pawns.
can't
I
force
mean,
people
if,
to.
if they let
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but that's
if they
another
do
thing
that,
too.
and they let fans then.
Hey man, what if you got to be vaccinated to go to the fucking City Field?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I,
I
think
won't
the
go.
issue is. Like,
I won't go see a baseball.
You, what if Uncle Colin is sitting right next to you? He's like, "Yo, slap that thing in your arm. Come sit with me."
who knows, bro? Uncle Steve may be making a bunch of money on that.
Uncle
knows?
Steve could be doing
Hey,
an
if
inside
Uncle Steve's
job
making
right
a
now.
bunch of money, he's putting it back into the team. Then I'm okay.
Do this.
George Springer. Trevor
Huge.
Bauer.
You're gonna get
Yo,
Fran, when you guys getting Trevor Bauer?
Springer's gonna get a
We're
5-year.
getting Springer.
Springer's gonna get 5 years. But like, I don't know.
I don't know if Bauer's gonna happen, but Springer's happening.
I think it's still a very high chance you get Trevor Bauer too.
I think it's possible.
I think Trevor Bauer loves. I think it's too perfect. I've been saying this for a while now. After the season, Trevor Bauer just had his. I think Trevor Bauer is one of the most important baseball players of our generation
I
in terms
agree
of
with you.
expanding the game, wanting to do the type of content that he does. Like
Fuck the old
we
And
watch
New
those all the
York-
time.
New York is
The perfect place. And new management. He loves. It's a big name team, but just has been in the gutter for a while and he's a big name. I think it's too picture perfect for him not to end up there.
It was like Steve Cohen's just a regular guy who happens to be a billionaire and happened to buy his favorite team.
Yo, I've talked to Connor Griffin about this. Like, that the goal is to be
Steve Cohen.
the goal. Like, yo, we're all getting in the front up. Like, we're buying. Like, a team
That'd be
is
so
gonna be bought.
amazing if
A
we're
team
very
is
rich.
a team is gonna be bought, and like, I'm down. Like, if I'm trying to make that much money if the opportunity presents itself. Because if I can be someone who
If I could
can
be a-
have,
It's a lot of
if I
money.
can, if I can have $20 billion after the fact of trying to change the world and create institutions with great leaders that can sustainably feed a bunch of people around the world and provide just necessities, then from there it's like, yo, I'm buying a baseball team. And then it's like,
It's a great final chapter to your life.
If I could
Like,
own
at, like,
0.1%
60.
of the Mets at any point in my life,
yo, bro, who do you
Okay.
think's buying the team from Stevie?
we'll see.
It's gonna be us.
That'd be
I'll buy the
fucking
Mets.
awesome.
I'm fit.
I'm a Yankee
fucking-
fan, but I'll buy
yo,
the
I-
fucking Mets.
Yo, bro,
I'll
we
go in with the A-Rod group.
might as
2040.
Word.
might as well say it because either way, it's
Speak
either
that shit
yeah, like
right into existence, baby.
it's like it
Please.
don't matter. It doesn't matter if we were wrong. It wasn't going to happen if we thought we were going to be right when we said we weren't going to do it.
Fuck it. 2040.
I say
Mets.
we go for
I'm
neither of our favorite teams,
I'm
and we like
thinking the
snipe a ball.
Angels.
I was gonna
I'm
say like the
thinking
Why don't we just wait for the
Diamondbacks.
next league to
Oh,
open up? There's gonna be
word.
another league somewhere in this
I was
world.
thinking we
In the
need
United
somewhere
States.
a
XFL.
warm climate.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
then- and then
Texas or
Arizona's dope.
Arizona's
Arizona's
sick.
dope. Also, and just like like rephrase the franchise. Get a New York guy in there.
We got our own
Literally.
A couple New
franchise.
York guys.
Yeah, I'm fit. Like, what else? Like, why not? Like, Gary Vee
You gotta
talks
remake
about
this
it all the
first.
time.
We'll get Gary Vee in the front
Gary Vee,
office.
Gary Vee talks about it all the time. He's like, yo, all of the shit that he does right now, it's to be able to sell it all and buy the Jets.
Yeah, no. I
Oh
know.
yeah, he
I
big
know, that's
time
his
wants to
thing.
buy the Jets. That would be so sick if he bought the Jets.
Like,
It's a Steve Cohen-esque thing. I think that's what sports need.
You need
I
normal
think
people in there.
that's what all things need. You need
People
someone
that love
passionate
it.
about what they're doing.
Mm.
Not
Exactly.
Yes.
people that are just doing it
For
to-
money.
Money.
Yeah,
It just
I
never
agree.
is good that way.
I
It
agree.
doesn't work out.
because it's like, all right, how are we going to save the most money? How are we going to make the biggest
Yeah,
profit?
then
It's
they
like,
make cheap cuts.
put it back into the game. Like, put it back into the like the team and the organization. Like, if you're going to
But then
do that
you
shit.
actually I don't know. Dallas Cowboys are pretty historic franchise.
They're historic, but they haven't
What's
won
his name?
dick in 30
Jerry- what's his
years.
name? Jerry
bro.
Jones?
Historically fucking bad the past 30 years.
Like, yeah, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, but that motherfucker loves his team. I'd like to believe he loves his team. Robert Kraft loves his team.
Yeah.
Bro,
Well,
I
I don't
believe
know
it.
how much he loves his team because he kept sending Jason Garrett out there every year to fucking coach the team. After
Yeah,
one
that
playoff
sucks.
one
Red
playoff
Rocket.
appearance in like 15 years.
Yo, bro, mad good.
Yeah.
The
In
fuck?
the,
It's an elite franchise.
NFC East, which is historically a joke.
Yo, so the Giants are making the playoffs this year or no?
The Giants are making the playoffs this year.
Washington-
Fran says the Washington
Fucking
football
crazy.
team.
Washington football
Fran
team's making
Fran
it.
says the Washington football team, but I think
Yeah.
it's going to be the Giants.
So what happens if the Giants make the playoffs and then win the Super Bowl?
The Giants could very well make a run after the playoffs. I mean, they've done it before.
They're gonna call them the Marlins.
Danny
It wasn't
fucking
with like a
dimes,
7-8 record, but like what were they?
What
that
was
year?
it, 9-7?
I don't know.
I
What
think
were
it
they
was
that
9
year?
and 7.
Yeah,
baby? Mm,
But Daniel Jones is not doing that.
he is not.
What-
I don't think he's
his
there
coming
yet.
out year.
Definitely not there yet.
And Saquon's hurt, so.
Yeah.
All right,
Wayne-
Yeah, he
Wayne-
won't even be there for the playoffs.
Wayne
Yeah.
Gallman's not winning you a game.
I apologize, but you're 100% correct.
Go Giants, baby.
Go Giants.
Bleed
Even
blue.
though when it's playoff football, I'm a Saints fan because of the guy to my right.
Yes, sir. No better atmosphere than being a playoff Saints fan.
Steelers.
Losing streak.
Steelers Saints. Steelers Saints.
It's a great Super Bowl.
Great Super Bowl, and
The
then I'll put money on Fran punching a hole through the wall after the Saints take it by 7.
Over under Fran if it's a hole in the wall.
Neither team will make it there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, and I also don't think the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. The
Okay,
Saints
so
just get
who's going to
bounced
the Super
every year.
Bowl?
I
Chiefs.
I
Chiefs.
think it's,
Yeah,
you can't not say
Chiefs.
Just
Chiefs.
pencil in the Chiefs. at
Yeah,
this point.
and I don't know.
It's a
Packers.
wild card.
So basically, you're gonna put the Chiefs in one conference, and then you're just gonna put the other 31 teams to see who faces them in the Super Bowl every year.
I think
Seems
well, you can only
like.
take half
I
the
think it may be the
league, but yeah.
Packers.
Yo, I'm fit.
Packers.
That would be a sick
I'm
cool.
fucking.
I'm
that
cool
would
with
be,
Aaron winning another one.
100%.
That would be sick.
I'd probably end
the
up rooting for Packers.
Packers and the Chiefs.
Be a good Super Bowl.
I'd
That'd
probably
be
end
so
up rooting
sick.
I'd root for the Packers. I love Aaron Rodgers.
Well, opinion on
It's a
this,
great
we're all
man
fucking
right
big
there.
baseball
Yeah.
people. Switching topics. See,
Switch,
basketball is
dude.
doing the 2 games. They're doing back to back. What they're doing, so it's like Hornets versus Wizards. They're doing it like a series. So for COVID, so like they'll play each other like 2 or 3 times in like a week.
Oh, they're
No,
making it like a
because
baseball type
I
of
sort of
thing.
love it. I was
Yo,
watching. I
I-
sort of love it.
I think baseball does really well. I mean, it works because of
The
the
long
the
season.
long season, and like you can play baseball every day. Like it gets to, but I do like a 2-game series. If teams
Well-
are gonna end up playing each other twice in the year anyways,
Might as well get it through.
get
yeah.
it done.
They used
Each
to do
team's
that
home
somet-
once.
They used to do that sometimes. Like if
The Nets,
Bull-
the
when the
Nets, and
Bulls
the Knicks
play
in the Subway
Milwaukee-
Series.
when the Bulls play Milwaukee, because Milwaukee's extremely close to Chicago, they would play like one home game at Chicago, and then the next game would be.
Yeah, I
in
think
Milwaukee.
the Nets and the Knicks do
Yeah,
that.
we
They'll
went to
trade
that game.
Barclays and Garden. Yeah,
You might as well just do that.
Yeah,
Almost got
it's
Melo's
just-
headband.
it's
can't,
nice.
I can't wait for basketball. I can't wait for Kevin Durant's revenge tour.
yeah, and then he loses in the finals.
No.
I don't know.
Bro, yo.
I mean, I don't know if they could. They
I
can't
don't
beat the
think,
Lakers.
I don't
yeah.
think anyone's beating the Lakers this year or next year either. Like
Season didn't even start.
I think the Lakers are gonna
I don't
do.
know.
I think the Lakers are gonna do this.
We gotta wait for the injury. There'll be one significant.
I think
injury.
basketball, like we were saying before, with the sports, man. Basketball's the biggest sport where, like, if the ball goes in the hoop for a certain fucking guy that night, it's you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you, like Jimmer Fredette, or whatever. I don't know if it's a random name, but like some random guy off the bench could drop 45 off fucking like 10 of 10 shooting
Spencer
three.
Dinwiddie.
You
Yeah,
could
like
wake
that
up.
shit could happen in
You
the
could
middle of a
wake up and
basketball
choose violence. You know.
100%.
Yes.
every year
I
though,
agree.
basketball is pretty predictable. Besides, like the Heat making it last year to the finals.
Well, yo, what's the deal with James Harden?
I don't think that anything's gonna end up happening.
No, he's staying. He's gonna
Yeah.
stay. He's too late for that shit.
Listen, man.
Or they're gonna trade him at the deadline.
I think John Wall's an upgrade from Russell Westbrook. Not that he's
100%.
better, but as just
For
like
the team.
in a team way. Boogie looks healthy, which is kind of cool. Boogie was running the floor.
I was happy to see. I don't even give a fuck about Boogie. I'll give Boogie this year, and if he sucks, he's out. He got hurt. He's a big dude. He's a
They
huge
got
dude with
Wood.
ACL. But like Christian Wood's good. John Wall looks great he had 2 years of rest. He
John
looks
Wall is a
fucking awesome.
walking bucket.
Yeah, and then I don't know how James Harden's gonna fit into that, but because
See, I don't think he stays.
I don't
I think he
goes
doesn't
to the
want
Nets,
to.
though.
But
I
think-
don't
I
think
they
the
want
highest
too much for him.
probability.
They
Bro,
want
they
too
want-
much for
they
him.
want
You're not giving up
Simmons-
Kyrie or KD. You're not doing
Simmons and 3 first-round picks.
I think they're gonna end up trading. I think they're gonna trade him. I think it's gonna be the right team with an offer that at this point they can't refuse because what do they have him for this year?
No, they got him 3 years.
I thought, oh,
Yeah, he got the bag a couple of years ago. It was around
Yeah,
the same
but I
time
thought he
that Curry
declined.
got his.
Didn't he decline his extension?
No,
that. I have
he
no
signed a mega
idea.
extension.
No, bro. I thought like
Let's go, Jamie.
he had an option. I'm gonna check.
Yo, Jamie, let's
Let's look that shit up, huh?
get it.
Telling you.
Here, hold on. I need a
PS5.
fucking. I need a
Quick.
fucking
Get past
TV.
your-
So that-
The PS5 is currently in stock.
R.I.P. to that shit.
Yo, Mike, when do you get P5, bro?
I don't know.
Any
bro.
updates?
Ask Clem.
Clem gets it this weekend. Clem is more than excited to
I can't-
run
I
Spider.
hope
Yeah,
so.
it says. I remember getting this alert. It said that the Rockets had an offer for 50 mil for whatever. It's the last 2 years on his remaining deal because he would have got because it was
Does he have an
3
option?
because it was 3.
Probably.
He has a remaining 3. He has 3 years remaining on his deal. That's worth 133 million.
Mhm.
So I guess he was going to get 4 and 5 on top of that. and he declined 50 mil.
Well,
52 years, 103 mil.
Is it like a 2+1? Like, does he have his option
Yeah, you
in
can
his
leave
last
it.
year?
I think probably. That's a lot of them do.
I feel
Can we
like
also
give a
just speak
big
about how,
contract
like,
that.
my son or daughter, I don't know about daughter because just the way the WNBA is, but no, those motherfuckers don't make enough money. It comes
Oh,
at
no,
revenue
yeah.
and whatnot. But like, if I have a son, like, please love a fucking sport because that man's making $130 million for 3 years.
Yeah,
You are
but-
set for life.
I don't know.
And the
I
next
thought
life.
about that. I obviously would love my son to
No,
love
not
baseball.
force it, but holy
I will
crap.
force the shit down there.
Nah, I want
No,
my kids
you gotta
to
love it.
I want my kids to love sports. I really want my kids to love baseball and have that passion for it. But I also want them to do what they want to do. I want to introduce them to a lot of things.
Well,
I
that's
plan-
that's
I
never
exactly what I was
introduced.
gonna say.
That's never. I feel like when I was a kid, not saying any of us are going to the NBA, but like in the gym, no guy was like, listen, you can make a lot of money by doing really good at the sport. Try as hard as you fucking can.
I don't think I'm gonna necessarily put my kids through school.
At all, you homeschooling?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Fucking.
It'd be a combination of homeschooling. It'd be for the education, it'd be homeschooling, and for like the social aspect of things, it would be like sports.
That's the biggest thing too, though. But like, I feel like I'm not gonna ever tell my kids what the fuck to do ever. Like, I'll give them direction. I'll inform them.
Informing is the
because
biggest
I know
thing.
way more than them. Hopefully at that point. But if my kid wants to go and dance, if my kid wants to go and you know,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Whatever
martial
it is,
arts,
I want
martial
to-
arts.
I want
you
to
know?
show them.
I would like them to
they need
love
more
what they
options than
do.
what they're given. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever jam something
I'm
down
gonna
my
say
kid's
you're
throat.
playing baseball or basketball. Don't even look at football. or
Football
hockey.
is
Yeah,
scary.
it's dangerous. Also, can we say how this kid
Yo,
might have a kid
bro.
in 10 years?
Yo.
That's a little scary.
Yo, this guy.
I'm worried for
yo,
your child, man.
Yo, Franche Jr. is gonna
Oh,
be just
God.
like Uncle Dennis, playing hockey.
Imagine it's Dennis's kid.
You've never played hockey.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Chad-
Dennis's kid.
Chad-
Fran raises it his whole life.
Chad Jr.
Franche.
That's
know.
also something you just like don't think
Or-
about. Like I know you're thinking your 5 to 10 year goal. But
I'm
like,
not having kids yet, bro.
Yeah, it's not in the cards
don't
anytime
even-
it's
soon.
not in the cards, dude. But like shit happens. You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
looked at
Like
my
it's
hand.
just scary as fuck to think about.
I just looked at my hand. It's not in the cards.
Yo,
Look at the
so
wrinkles on my
so
hand.
yo,
What'd your
let's-
hand say?
So let's bet who's gonna have kids first.
Mike.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I also would have thought that, and now I'm on a rolling train.
Yeah,
where
well,
it's
that's
like,
just
I
because
don't want any of that.
the point in your life you're
I
at.
don't-
But
I
I feel
think,
like
but
realistically,
I think it's it's like a changing thing, and I'm like, I was ready for that for 2 years, like sorta. I was like excited about that kind of stuff, and now it's just like I don't want to be near that.
I mean, yeah, like I can't speak again for your experience, the
No,
overall,
but, like, in 2 years, that could
overarching
change.
thing. But also, I feel like the current career path you're on, you'll probably have
Yeah.
a set job way quicker than we will.
Yeah, and
Most
really
likely,
fucking
like a
set
lot
it.
of my stuff's gonna be freelancing. Fran, you're journalism,
Freelance.
freelancing. You're
Yeah.
kind of considered freelancing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just your own gig. I mean, school you'll be in
Makes
a
sense.
union.
Yeah,
So yeah, my bet's on Mike.
safe bet, safe bet.
So we're betting on
mine-
Mike.
Minus 150.
All right,
Mike
so
Ferenczi.
so Mike, you're gonna have
And
kids first.
I feel like last time a kid, you're locked in at that.
I'm locked in.
That's what I'm saying. I
locked
want to
in
be able to
last.
do. That's my biggest thing. Even when I
Or
was in a
if-
relationship, I
I
want to
just
be able to do
don't
my
have
own
kids.
thing. You have to be able to get all your young adult shit done by the time you want to have kids. Because once that's in, you're fucked. You're locked
Bro,
in. You got to deal
I
with that.
want. I want to have financial stability.
And I want to be able to do everything I want to do.
I want to be able. I want to live a full life. Honestly, not a
100%.
full life, but like
The fullest I could do. Because
Like,
they're a part of me living that full life.
one of my friends was telling me about how their friend, like, her mom died when she was 9, but her parents lived a whole life of traveling and doing what they love to do before having kids, and like that's what I want to do. I want to find
Wait,
a partner and travel and just be with them.
I don't want to fuck the kid over though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yo, you fuck the kid over by not being fully secure with yourself and then having a kid.
Yeah.
You're doing the kid less justice by not being secure.
I'm like, yeah, I want to be around. Like, I want to, like, it's like, hey, for the first 5 years of their lives, like, if I don't end up homeschooling, it's like, yo, it's like, it's action. I'm going to be the hero in your movie right now until you become your own. Like, That's the goal.
But what are your thoughts on? I feel like school was necessary. Not really for the knowledge. I guess
No.
I could now say, especially with the field I'm going into, that half the shit I learned was so pointless. But the social aspect, like going to school, constantly being around people, like I feel like that's big for development.
I agree,
Extreme.
but I think that will come in the form of my kid traveling if I choose to travel, like as a family, meeting people, going into different jujitsu gyms, different rock climbing gyms, you know, playing different sports, being on team sports if I am settled at that point.
Fair.
And like at the end of the day, like here too, like we love human interaction. Like the phones are here playing Xbox and PS5. Like you can do those things and connect with people that, hey, like if you
Oh,
go
yeah,
to school
definitely.
and you got no friends, like now you got a whole world where you can meet people, and like
It's true.
from there comes adventure and
I don't think it's as
spontaneity.
Yeah, but
natural.
it's
It's not
those.
as
It's
natural.
those. Yeah, it's the ability to put yourself out there is what they might be lacking at that point by not being thrown into it. I feel like we were all thrown into it, and that's why we could shoot the shit for like about 6 hours right
And I
now.
think that also is a thing where it's like you
Well,
go
I
through
actu-
Xbox and stuff. No, that social anxiety that like it's a thing nowadays is gonna skyrocket through the fucking roof. Is just because
I
you're not meeting.
disagree.
I
I
feel like
think
if I'm talking to you, if I don't see you right now, I'm talking to you over a headset, and I then go see you in person, I would be shitting myself.
yeah,
I'm like, who is this person
yeah, but
behind this
yo,
mic?
it's spontaneity. It's like, hey, this is someone that I've talked to who shared a lot of experiences with. Now I get to see who they are, and now you see them, and it's like, if you don't like what you see, you made an image of what you thought, and that's on you.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day,
Yeah, but that's human judgment. I feel like that's something that can't be changed.
that's something we're taught. Anything that we think we know or that we perceive to know is the ego saying that. It's not what we actually know. Nothing's fact. It's all relative. It's all subjective. Therefore, everything is both true and false. You make it real, you
Mm.
know? And if you choose to, after the fact of like making that initial judgment that it was like, hey, not that it's a bad thing, but hey, that's not correct
Mm.
in terms of treating this person like an individual, if that makes sense.
Sort of. I'm sort of picking
Yeah,
up.
but I get it though. Like at such a young age, I do think it's important to be around people. Like I got you on that,
Sociability is
you
a, is a,
know,
is a
and
thing
like
that should be learned.
doing it on your own in that sense, and not being with your parents
Not
while you're
having-
in school.
Not having like a foundation. I feel like people that have kids and they're like on the move all the time never have that like feeling of home, feeling
You
of
grow up lonely.
your group of friends that you grow up with. Listen, man, I wouldn't. We grew up in Staten Island, New York. I grew up on the South Shore. I would not change that for the life of me.
for the
Yeah.
world.
I love every bit about my childhood. Riding my bike like an idiot all the time.
I
you know
agree.
What I mean?
Like, I'll probably end up settling. You know, it's the goal. But I also know that the people around me, like you guys, like the people that are going to be in my lives, like my life, for what I see is the rest of my life, I know that there are going to be kids around. And like I know that my kid is going to my kids, if I have multiple, they're gonna feel the abundance I feel. That's what I want to put out there, and like providing that experience of individuality at such a young age, I think is something that I have to think about in terms of how I'm going to be able to put them in that atmosphere without the system educating, or I should say programming my child.
I think that's something too, cause like I've been watching recently, like the last over the couple last months, like during quarantine, like the Lynches found all like their like VCRs and all their old home videos, and like I was watching all of them like as kids, like kind of just like their experience stuff, because their dad would just record everything, like them dancing, playing, like, you know what I mean, just have the camera rolling, and it's kind of cool. Like they just kind of like threw them all together. Like they just let Odin kind of just do whatever the fuck he wanted, and
Well, I think when you're in a household,
and you look at a kid like that now who's so creative and so look like the kid could do anything. You know,
look
what
at
I mean?
all of them. That's what I'm saying.
I had
They're
to
all
grow
like
up and experience that like older. You know what I mean?
He, right out the gate, it seems like he was empowered.
that. You have three
Not
or
a
four
lot of
siblings.
people are.
They all were.
Yeah, you have 3 or 4. They all came out sort of the same creative way.
Yeah,
3
they're
or 4
all
people.
creative in their own way.
That's
Not
how
just-
I feel. That's
That's
how
a
I,
household.
like when I every time I go to Odin's and like I see him and his crew, I'm like, I feel the energy very much like when I'm with my siblings. Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
very like very connected, very close, very much on like they are all like they like how we're all expressions of the same thing. Like they really are. Like you see it in the way that they were raised and how they've grown up. Like it's so like it's awesome to see. You know, I'm hyped. I'm actually chilling with Maddie Barton later.
Oh yeah, he told me I'm ready. I think I'll be there too.
Nice.
doing?
I'm
See you
hyped.
later.
What are we
doing?
Yeah,
What are we doing,
I
motherfuckers?
guess we're burning. I'm fit. Yeah,
I'm
whenever.
down.
Yeah, I'm down, bro. I'm down. Bring anyone. What's Odin doing?
God, I don't know. This is a touchy subject these days, just hanging out with other people other than us. But you know, we'll see what's going on. I'll ask him.
The dude.
You know?
Yeah, I'm down. Like I haven't seen it. Odin specifically, I haven't.
Yeah, I wanted
Seen
him
a
and Matt to come on here. I wanted Ode to be in a room for 2 hours
That'd
and
be
just
Yeah,
talk.
I'm down. Yeah, we got what is it, 105 now? We
He
got
needs a
like,
solo first.
We got like 20 minutes. I'd say get out of here by 1:30. I'm actually recording at 2, but at my house. I'm
With who?
recording with
Oh, nice.
Dylan Maricola and Hondo.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm hyped, bro.
Hondo.
I'm hyped. I haven't seen Hondo in so long.
My
Nice.
Fortnite friend.
I remember one I think we were in the 7th grade and this was like our last season for like Little League, and I was practicing, we were practicing, and then the coach told us like, yo, we're getting a new, like there's another kid coming on the team, like there's another teammate. We were like, all right, and then he comes walking on the field, I'm like, yo. And then from there it was just like I have a great relationship with Hondo. So it's on and off, but it's wonderful every time.
Yeah, you
I-
pick up where you left off.
Yeah, we
It's
pick
nice.
up where we left off, and like, oh, I remember one time we were playing. It was 8th grade. It was the championship game, like for basketball. We had like the 8th grade tournament. I was covering Frankie DiMattina. I was trying to steal the ball from him all night. The one thing I can do when I'm on is play defense in basketball. That's it. I can't do anything else at all. And I finally steal the ball. Driving, brick a wide open layup. We were down by 2, I think, at that point. No, we were down by 4.
Oh,
Ruh-roh.
Shit.
This was the last
Timely
minute and a
basket.
half of the game. Timely basket.
Shout out Mike Dara.
Missed it. They miss. Devin Tate chucks a shot from half court, and I tell you,
What a
didn't even hit the net. Like, if it was possible to not even hit the net and just go in, that's what it did. And then we lost the game by 1.
damn. Still an L, but that's fucking
Still an
hilarious.
Ellen. Yo, that moment is the one thing that deters me from playing basketball every time I'm asked. Every time. It's just like, bro, I'm going to brick wide
That's
open layup.
excruciating.
What if we're like-
It's
why,
so-
why am I on this court if I can't do that?
Yeah.
Yo, Box,
literally.
we need a couple steals. We need you in the game right now.
Literally, though. So crazy, bro. Fucking life.
I miss CYO and all
Just,
those
yeah,
sports when we kids. I
practice
love
once a week.
reminiscing on
Yeah,
that
bro.
shit, bro.
It just made me like get trapped in my own mind. I was just thinking about different CYO memories.
No, dude, the schmuck of the JCC was one of my favorite game of
I
basketball
remember
ever.
I remember just playing Mike. Like me and Fran were on the same team,
The
and we were like, yo, we're playing OLHC, and that was like the
Bro,
Knicks and Nets,
I'll
baby.
never forget it, bro.
The
You
Subway
you
Series.
guys
It's the
were
Subway
up.
Series.
I'll never forget it because we scored 0 points in the quarter. We
I
won
know.
the game.
I know.
It was 12-0 after the first quarter.
Fucking this, who I forget who it was. You were up by 1 and they wouldn't
went
foul,
back-
and I had a foul and I fouled out and with Coach Dave, and I was like, these fucking kids. I was like, I'm out of the game. I was so pissed.
Bro, because
Yeah, but you weren't even in your prime yet.
No, not even close. But I was
had your
still one of the
half-court
best.
press with you, like Pat Burns. And,
Yeah,
like,
Pat Burns.
just
Same
couldn't
guts.
And Billy.
Joshua.
Just couldn't get past it for the first quarter.
Yeah.
What was that kid Josh's last name?
I don't
Josh
know. He had
what?
the hearing aid, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Great kid.
Remember the knuckler?
No.
No, it was a random kid who joined the C Division team in 8th grade, and when he would shoot, the ball would just have no rotation, so I nicknamed him the knuckler. And he hit like 3 game winners that season, but the ball had no rotation. It was amazing.
That's hilarious.
I think I've hit like a total of like 9 3-pointers in my life.
I've yeah, bro. I'm not only do I have less than you.
My inability to shoot a 3-pointer is unmatched. Like it's actually crazy. It's like watching a baby deer walk for the first time.
I don't know what happened to my ability to shoot.
Fran, you
I was
were,
It
Fran,
was
you were,
never
you were,
there.
no,
was a
Fran,
scat man.
I'm poking around him.
no,
I
Fran
actually
was
was
the
scared.
shooter when we were
Scat man.
kids. He's had these same forms since infancy, and you still have it. You still have the same.
Yeah.
It
form.
just doesn't go in.
I played the other day, and it was like I felt like the old guy at the park. Like I was just taking shots, and they weren't.
hey,
They were
hey.
back rim, and I was like,
Hey, let me get the ball.
When I used to
Twin it
shoot,
up.
bro, I literally used to know it was going in. Like it was
Curry
crazy.
turn around like before he
Yeah.
went in 100%.
Now when I shoot, I'm like,
Ugh, it
What the
hurts.
fuck
It
is he
hurts.
doing?
It's like a kink. It hurts. It's like, ugh.
We're getting old.
Yeah, I guess.
20's the new 40.
I got a sprained
Literally.
ankle, a bruised elbow. I'm
Yeah,
not,
like
not
my
doing hot.
like my body hurts. Does your body hurt? Like I wake up sometimes, I'm like,
Sometimes,
why
yeah.
do I feel like I'm 80?
Yeah, no, yeah, I got you. But that's also like
bro, I slept for
eat-
20
I-
hours last week
I
in one day.
I eat like shit. I stay up mad late. Like,
Yeah.
I got my reasons why.
Agreed.
I'm not ignorant to mine.
That's
I
true.
just find it very hard to stop the programming.
That's true. I'm up till 3 o'clock every night.
I've been up every
like
day for the
shit.
last
I'm
2 weeks.
so
weeks.
happy that I don't smoke the pens anymore. If I had a pen,
Oh yeah, I don't
bro,
do that either.
if I had the pen, I would be up forever.
Well, it's a
Nah.
good thing I
Maybe
got
a
a
little
pen
bit.
right here.
Maybe a little
No, I'm
bit.
kidding. I'm totally
It's
kidding.
the-
Everyone
it's the-
snapped their neck.
I don't consider it. It's the stiz.
The
The
stizzy.
Stiz,
The
Stiz is
stizzy.
fire,
The
bro.
Stiz is
It's
just-
so nice. It's like a dab pen. It's absolutely crazy.
It's like a baby rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I need a fucking.
It's too much
Fran's
work,
got a plug.
bro.
Fran's got a plug.
I haven't dabbed
It's
in a bit.
too
Can't
much
even-
work to get a whole rig going and
If you
and
don't
get the
have it-
giant
if-
torch. You gotta
I'll
keep some
probably get a
gasoline.
like once I'm in my own
Butane.
space,
Oh,
I'll get a
100%.
rig, but like
There's no
not in
judgment.
my own space. Like you can't like.
There's no just judgment there. I don't want any judgment. I don't want to be judged for.
It's
having
actually
that.
so funny. Me and Odin, cause like you know for all of us as we've gotten older, the talking about smoking has been
Increased.
Increased.
Casual.
it's been casual. My family knows. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody's parents knows. It's especially in society.
I remember when it wasn't.
I also
Oh.
remember when it was, and I was fucking.
Remember being scared shitless? We used to go to the Sipes, and then we were scared.
the Sipes.
Freshman year, we used to go smoke our little tiny joints. We had to walk past the RA, and we would be shitting ourselves. We were like,
Dude, I'd have my jar in my bag. It'd be clanking right past her. She definitely was like, these kids stink. They
Yo,
reek
bro,
of
I-
pot.
now just who gives a fuck? Like,
I
what are
was
you gonna tell me?
I was burning. I was dumpster diving for 2 years at Oneonta, bro. Dumpster. Going by, literally rolled up a joint, be behind the dumpster,
I remember that one
smoke
time.
my joint, like
I came to visit you that one time. Remember
Yeah.
we smoked on like some like this like little landing at the bottom of a staircase, and like one of his professors walked right past us, like mid blunt, and she's like, "Good morning." We're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, how are you?
yo, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, it happens. I remember one time walking down it was I had off Tuesdays at this point. It was the first semester freshman year actually. And the night going into Tuesday, so Monday night, walking down that path, as I was walking up, I saw my cultural anthropology professor as I was smoking the joint, and he saw me, and he was like, "Oh,"
And he said, let me get a toe.
he's like, I was just like, "Hey, like, have
One
a good
big.
night, like, get home safely." The next morning, I was like, "Hey, you know what? We can bake. I'll go smoke a joint." I go, and as I'm walking to the same spot, he's walking up. Same professor.
Now, if you don't understand,
And he
we
took
had a
another rip.
nice sipe. Yeah, we didn't. If you didn't have a sipe over this, I mean,
Oh no, no. Unfortunately,
Oh.
we didn't. But I don't know. I don't. I don't think I've had any like professors that were
Yeah,
like
420 friendly. No, I know.
Stoners.
Yeah, no.
like
I think I might have had a couple.
No, you definitely did, but you didn't
I
realize
had
it.
I had a coffee. I guess a coffee addict as my professor. He was always very amped up, and I was always openly talking about like if the opportunity presented itself where I can just say that I smoke weed. It was just like, oh, like how was your weekend? What'd you do? I was like, I've smoked weed, chilled with my girl, and that's what I did.
I feel like
It's like thanks.
I'm in the fucking teaching major, and you don't understand how, especially with the like, I would never, I think, in my life want to go to certain classes stoned out of my mind. On online learning, we have a group chat. I want to say there's 19 of us, like 17 of us get fucking
Stoned.
baked and go to class.
I
Like,
mean, it's just also the
You can get up.
the world we're going into.
one of my-
Everyone
that's what
smokes.
I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I came up with the next generation of teachers is going to be fucking just
My
brain dead
favorite
idiots.
professor
You could
so
smoke.
far throughout
No, yeah.
college was an alcoholic, and he came to class and his breath reeked, and we knew it. But he was a phenomenal teacher.
No
and
name
if he
drops?
lectured. No,
All right,
Confidence. Confidence right there.
phenomenal teacher.
I believe it. So, what do we got?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
We got like 10 minutes left to spew. So, what
Final topic.
Final thoughts. Everyone get a final thought in. Anyone got one?
I don't know. You want to go around? How's everybody?
Yeah, I guess what's on the mind today? What are the goals for this afternoon?
I plan to, for the rest of this day, I'm gonna go home. I think Ode's doing a couple of things. He's doing some projects. I'm gonna maybe go over and help him, and I'd like to design my whole YouTube page because now I got a couple videos up there. So I'm gonna try to rebrand that, and
Love that.
I'm gonna put a couple of that video out on a couple stuff, couple
Good
platforms.
stuff. I love that.
I got I'm not done with school yet, unfortunately. Today's a big work day. Sucks.
Like
So-
schoolwork, not even finals?
No. It's like my final. I have to do unit plans, and I got to finish those, editing those up, and I got to write a few reflections.
Oh, shit.
For the
You're
kids.
a teacher, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
my
no, it
God.
sucks. It blows. But I'm gonna probably get the unit things done, and then I'm gonna half-ass everything else. Hand all that shit in tomorrow at 12. But the rest of the day, so I'm doing unit. Hopefully done with that by like 6:37. Chill out, fucking see you.
Yeah,
all
no,
the
yeah, I'll
boys.
probably end up
yeah,
seeing you
fair.
later.
That's my plan for the
I'll
night.
probably write an article at some point today when I get home, and then got $50 on Hofstra.
You should do some. You should do some early predictions for the
I got
NBA.
50 on Hofstra.
Oh, yeah, I'm fit.
You
I'm
should
fit.
write. You should write something up for any about some early predictions.
I probably will.
You see Wolves?
No.
It's a MVP Damian Lillard. Like he had like a bunch of crazy crap like that.
MVP. What's today's date?
Let's stop overrating.
What's the-
Damian
it's
Lillard,
December
please.
15th.
I'm over it. Like
I
he's
don't
a
know.
phenomenal player, and every year he drops 25. But this guy does nothing every time he goes to the playoffs. I'm so
Guys?
done with it,
Dame
bro.
time.
I wouldn't say nothing. He's done a lot in the playoffs.
All right, bro.
Dame time
but
for MVP, that's what you said?
Okay, he had the game winner.
Luka Doncic
like
for
5-6
MVP.
years ago. I'm
He
saying
had Paul
as of
George game
recent.
winner, the
All right.
Houston game winner. They definitely beat teams.
As of recent.
My heart wants LeBron James to just win everything for the rest of his career.
I
That's
could
what
agree.
my heart
I want a
wants.
few more. I don't want fuck that. I want him. I want him to win maybe one or two more by the time Bronny gets in the league, and then have a good year with Bronny, and then send him fucking off.
Bro, I don't know. I think he's going to be able to play until he's 45. Like
You think? I think 42. I think I'll give him 42, and that's just crazy in
he's
itself.
going to
thinking a
pay
40-year-old man can
because
do
yo,
that.
he has the money to take care of his
He
body.
spends like $3 million a year or something like that on his
Yeah,
body.
but yo, that's what you have to do
Yeah.
in order to eat the correct things every day, in order to have the proper workouts, in order to pay the correct people, in order to figure that shit out for him. Like 100%, it's mad money. He's gonna be in the league for like more than we all think he's going to be, and it's gonna be a problem. I
Excited
think
for that. He is going to be a problem.
Mama, there goes that man.
It's a bad man.
Literally.
Bad man.
And then in 20 years from now, the best basketball player to ever live up to this point
Zion Williamson.
will not be known majority for playing basketball.
That's true. That's something I'm very proud of too. That he's like not our guy, but he's a lot more than just a basketball player.
LeBron's the dude. Like he's crazy, but he's like
I promise.
He's a
dude.
businessman.
Yeah, he really
yeah,
is.
he's the
I ain't
dude.
a businessman.
Like
I'm a businessman.
he came from Akron and made himself a billionaire.
Just
Like
a young boy from Ohio.
it's like yo, LeBron James Jr.
That shit is fuck.
Like, yo, he's going to be the best to ever live because of what LeBron James Jr. does in the league. Because if he does,
Fucking
if he,
hope, bro. I
if
don't want
he,
another Michael Jordan
if he
situation.
is, if he is 75% of LeBron James at his output, like, and what LeBron James does on the court, it's over. LeBron's the GOAT. And like,
Also, isn't even
it's
close to
very,
the size of
it's
his father
very,
at that
it's
point. I feel
very
like.
hard. You can't you can't really have the GOAT conversation. Like even Jordan said it himself. It's very hard to compare. Like
It's
each,
apples and oranges.
yeah.
It's just like
It's also, I feel like, also unrealistic to think Bronny would be anything like LeBron. Like at this age, LeBron was a 23 seed in like high school basketball, and he like single handedly beat a 1 seed. Like he was on primetime TV. I mean, I guess his son does get that attention, but he don't play like him.
Well, he don't play like him, but he's a little smaller. But yo, the
He grew
just
OD
just
out of nowhere.
You
just
saw
the
that picture?
way
Yeah,
the
he's
way that he's raised. Like LeBron's on a $3 million diet, so the whole James family is on a $15 million diet. Like it's no joke. He's like Taco Tuesday is you're gonna
there's something in those tacos.
you're
that we
gonna
don't
find
know
the
about.
best tacos on Tuesdays at LeBron's house. Like, there's nothing else to it. He's just
Ronaldo does that shit too, right? They're
all-
like the two guys that spend the
that
absolute most
Chryso
money.
shit too.
Yeah.
Like, they just like
Cryo
freeze their body.
freeze.
Yeah, that
Cryo
shit's
freeze.
crazy.
but you have to. Like
Yeah.
I'll probably when I have the money, I'll probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah, my body probably won't hurt. I mean,
You can fix my back up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my mom to smoke a
I
little
ha-
bit of weed. Honestly,
Mm.
just like, and even my stepdad too. Like they talk about how like their body hurts and like they're in pain, but like you'll take
Monoxy.
like you can't do drugs. And like I understand on my mom's side because she's forever alcoholic, but like we're not redefining our term for drugs here. Like I watch them take painkillers and Advil and all these things, and it's like
It's worse.
smoke pot.
dude, my grandma
up.
is the same. My grandma has had this mouth disease for like the longest time. Like her gums hurt. She's constantly brushing her teeth, like, you know, mouthwash, all that good shit. And I'm like, and you know, she's taking like this pain medication. I'm like, yo, like just smoke, like just humor me, like just do it one time. You're like 70 something years old.
Why not?
This impacts you in no way. Just try it. Like just see how it works. You know what I mean? It's just like all these medicines that it's like you go for a surgery. First of all, I've never seen a surgery go
It's
well.
not medicine. That's what I've been.
It's just so addictive, and then you rely on it.
It's a
fucking crazy.
Yo, it's a body preservation.
Yeah.
That's my beef.
But also,
That's my
it
beef
also
with the
breaks down
vaccine.
people mentally. That's the biggest thing. It really breaks a human down. if you get
Well,
addicted to
yo,
that shit.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
The 3 highest killers in this country are heart disease, cancer, and modern medicine. And like heart
Shout out heart disease.
Heart disease and cancer come from stress and fear. Those are internal manifestations of stress and fear. That shit doesn't come from the outside. It's
Yeah.
all you. And like, I've seen that. My dad died because he smoked cigarettes when he was 13. And he didn't put the bong down until he couldn't hold it anymore. But not being able to handle his emotions and stress and fear.
It mixed with the addictive. Yeah,
It's
same page,
one
brother.
causes it. One
Yeah.
causes the other. And like the gateway is not being able to handle stress and
There-
handle fear.
There's statistics that show like people with positive, like just in terms of like cancer, like people who go in with more positive outlooks on it, like are more likely to beat it. It's actually kind of crazy.
That's everything.
Mindset. Yeah.
That's everything ever, basically. You know, and that's what I mean by do that at the jump. If you believe that you're okay and you're healthy and powerful and you can do whatever the fuck you want, guess what? You're going to be healthy, you're going to be powerful, and you're going to do whatever you want. And you're not going to do it out of hatred. You're going to do it out of love because you were never taught that you couldn't. And you're not out there to prove someone wrong. You're out there to prove all the people that told you that you could right because they fucking knew what they were telling you. But just crazy life, nuts.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, and I'm excited
Nothing but the truth.
for what's in store. So, guys, any parting words? We'll start with Franche. You got any words for the
On the spot.
for the people that are listening?
Start spitting.
I just hope everybody stays well and they strive for things that they love.
I love that.
Peace, love, positivity. Figure your shit out and keep on moving. That's my inspirational words.
Life isn't as serious as it seems. There's a lot of good in this world. Just I know that's what I'm doing. Just do what you want to do.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
do
doing.
do what you love. Make what you love a career. Don't find a career that you love. You know, there's a since there's a slight difference between the two. There's a huge difference between the two. It's not worth bending over backwards for anything that's not yourself.
Yep.
Because you equally deserve it, but also owe it to yourself. It's about knowing you're worthy of getting it, but since you're worthy, you have to work. You know. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
us.
But
Yeah.
I love doing this.
Yeah,
Corey,
really.
yeah, we're gonna be doing this. We're probably gonna do this at least fucking 2 more times before you guys go back, if not more.
Would be
So,
fit. Would
I'm
be fit.
excited. So
Always
thank
fit.
thank you guys for listening in, and we'll see you next time.